Parsha we learn about Noach and his generation and the story of the flood. As we know, the generation of Noach was wicked in its ways and did not lead moral and ethical lives, and God brought upon them a flood that destroyed all of the people of that generation and all of the animals and vegetation as well. It was like God was hitting the restart button. Everybody perished in the flood with the exception of Noach and his family, who were safely in the ark that he had built prior to the flood. Now, after the flood, it says in the Torah that as Noach was transitioning back to regular, I guess, normative life, it says, "Vayachal Noach ish ha'adama." Noach became a man of the earth, and he planted a vineyard. The Torah teaches us about the vineyard that Noach planted. He took some grapes from that vineyard, and he made some wine from those grapes, and eventually he got drunk. But Noach is criticized for not only getting drunk from the grapes that he had planted in that vineyard, but for merely planting a vineyard. As Rashi says, "Asa atzma chulin," he made himself unholy because he should have planted something else first. And it seems to be a harsh criticism of Noach. I mean, after all, this man was on the ark for 365 days. Must have been very stressful. You know, the boat, ark, bouncing back and forth. I don't know if Noach took Dramamine over the course of that year. And the first thing, he comes off the boat and he sees that everything has been destroyed. There's nothing left. And he even just wants a glass of wine. He can't find the glass of wine because there are no vineyards left. There's no stores that have wine. So what does he do? He goes and he plants a vineyard. So why is he so criticized for that? And doesn't the man deserve a drink after a long year on the boat? I think this is an opportunity for us to take a look about what the correct priorities are, and the priorities a person should have. And of course, Noach was entitled to have a drink after a long year. But the question is, should that have been his first priority after getting off the boat? The first thing he planted. You know, it should have been a time for Noach to say, well, look, now it's time to get more serious. Let's plant some other important things in the world that the world needs. Let's be involved in some more meaningful activity, and then we can go ahead and have a glass of wine. It wasn't a question of right or wrong, but it was a question of having the right priorities. Folks, in our lives, we seem to be pulled in many different directions. Some things demand immediate attention from ourselves, and some things seem that they can be put off, and we constantly struggle on how to prioritize. Let us take the lesson from Noach, and let us always remember to set our priorities straight. Have a wonderful Shabbos.